My sister and I had been watching TV when she thinks she sees someone at the window. I tell her she's nuts. Probably. Then, just to make her feel better, I go to the window and look out. There was a guy outside the window! I was 11 and in my underwear, so I freak out. Why are you in your underwear? I don't care if you're 11. That's old enough to wear pajamas. She thinks that's an excuse. No. It's also a kid from the school I went to. I go out there, dressed at this point, and he says he wants to kiss me. I say no. Good choice. He refuses to go until I kiss him. He says he'll jump if I don't. I mean, go ahead or you're gonna be waiting there all night. I'm kidding, don't jump, but I'm not gonna kiss you. I say, go ahead and jump, girl. So I go to fake push him, and I actually push him. Oh no. And he almost goes over. He calls me crazy and bails. Boy, get your Romeo wannabe butt out of here. Get out of my window. She's like, yeah, right, you ain't gonna jump. Oh, oops. Yeah, sis, he wasn't here tonight. And that's why we're going over some creepy stalker horror stories. So, comment below if you have a stalker, and let's go. And subscribe and follow me on Instagram, links are all down below. One night, I'm walking to my car, and a guy walks towards me with roses. He says he's blank from Xbox Live. I don't even play Xbox. I stay calm and say I have to go home. He follows me, and I run a red light, so a cop pulls me over. I tell him everything, and the whole time he's parked a block away watching. The cop stares at him like an idiot, so he drives off. And then the cop followed me home. I don't go to work the next day. My boss says his car keeps driving by. Later that night, I hear noises. I call 911 and the police come and catch him trying to pry my window open. They find duct tape, 13 knives, and a lot of drugs. Dude, he was gonna murder you. That is literally like when you tell your friend, oh my god, there's a cute boy, but don't look, don't make it obvious. And they're just like,
is that him? Oh, it's him. He's looking at us.
well, girl, you should have just took the flowers, said, yeah, I'll add you on Xbox later. Bye. I met this guy at orientation and he was weird. Yep. Sounds like me. Fast forward 2 weeks into freshman year and I noticed that he had switched into my biology lecture. He asked one of my friends to move so he could sit beside me. Begins calling and texting me for a month and begins randomly showing up at my room. One day I decided to take a nap in the middle of the day before dinner. I wake up to the sight of this guy staring a foot away from my face. I then yell, he told me that he was waiting for me to wake up. I told him to leave and make sure I never saw him again. Like, boy, your breath nasty, get out of my face. What if he just needed some notes? He needed help studying. You left your door open. I was walking home from the store and glanced behind me and saw, I have terrible vision, a golden retriever, following me about 100 feet away. This was a residential neighborhood, so I didn't think twice about it. About a few blocks, it was still following me, so I thought maybe it was lost. I turned around and called to it, something generic like, come here, fella. No one says fella, it's boy. At which point it froze and did that very distinctive, I'm a cat and you can't see me move. Frozen still, back arched as low to the ground as possible. It was a mountain lion. Dude, you were being hunted. That thing was gonna pounce. That is not a dog. You need some glasses before you get murdered by a cat. Found out this girl had a crush on me. I rejected her. Over the next year, she sent messages, so I started to block her. She rang at my doorbell, woke me up, etc. When I went to another college, it didn't stop. I live in Berlin, Europe's capital of graffiti. She started bonding with a radical sprayer crew. That's not very intimidating. The sprayer crew. I hadn't heard from her in months when I got an FB message from the gang leader saying he'd kill me. They have gangs for graffiti? Yeah, that's not scary. What you gonna do, draw on me? A few days later, I got a message from the girl stating it's because I'm not in love with her. Cause that's what everyone does, I guess. If you reject me, I have to scare you and intimidate you into going out with me. That's how it goes. This guy would drive by my house whenever I was outside. He'd do donuts in our driveway at 3 a.m. I would also get calls of breathing into the phone. It ended when the guy did the donuts in the middle of the night thing and my dad went after him with a shotgun. The guy had a gun as well and shot at my dad from out of his window. Dude, there's a shootout at your house. The guy insinuated to my father that I was not a very good girl and my dad picked him up by his throat and slammed him against the car. Who even is this guy? It's probably your ex. There was this creepy guy who went to my high school. About 5 different girls had restraining orders against him through the school, so he couldn't have a locker near them or any classes with them. That must be very complicated for the school. One of my friends rode the bus with him and he always talked to her. Even though he was creepy, she didn't want him to get angry. One day when the bus has stopped outside her house, he hands her a laminated drawing of her face and says, "I know where you live." Stapled to the drawing was a lock of her hair. Dude! Well, what if he wants to be a hairdresser or a barber? He needs practice, so he took some of your hair. I don't know. Nah, he's crazy. In high school, this girl, Sarah, started acting like we were dating. I didn't do anything. Whenever I went to my locker, she would sneak up behind the open door and be just standing there. I hate those. Those scenes in those movies where someone just pops up behind the closed locker. I wore number 32 for the football team called the Rams. The day after our first game, I get added on Messenger by a Sarah_Rams_32. Yeah, she obsessed. It's not me. One time my coach asked me what the deal was with Sarah. I asked why. She came into my office and asked why I wasn't helping you get better stats since she wants you to go get a scholarship and go to the NFL. She started following me home and calling my house. Well, that's not too bad. She's just a very dedicated fan. I feel for Sarah, okay? She spells her name right. She's just misunderstood. New kid in high school. He was quiet, so I tried talking to him during class. He flips and tells me how ugly and fat I was. I got upset and stopped talking to him. That made him even more mad. He'd do the usual ugly routine, but then he'd tell me about outfits he wanted to see me in. He was dressing me up in his mind like a doll. Boy, I ain't no Barbie doll. Go away. At the end of the year, he came in with a box. Out of it, he pulled pictures of me that had been dressed up like paper dolls. I realized that the pictures he had been taking were from the entire year. He followed me around to get pictures that he'd cut out and dress up. That's weird. Well, at least, put me in a good outfit. I need some help. I don't have very good fashion sense. Dress me up nice. My TA was emailing me nonstop. What's a TA? I'll look that up. Hey Siri. Siri is ignoring me. No, not Taco Bell. No, it doesn't mean thank you. I don't know. It's some kind of college term, I guess. She was Korean and couldn't speak English very well, but she'd blatantly flirt with me. I always ignored that part of her email, but answered her regardless out of courtesy. I noticed she began to stalk me around campus, and I started getting creeped out. I told her to please stop, and she insulted me saying I seduced her and she would tamper with my grades. I didn't want to report her. I guess I was being too nice. She gave me 100 on my final, and I left 5 questions blank. She followed me around for the semester after that as well. Dude, that's kind of awesome. I mean, I get it. It's not professional and you're uncomfortable, but all she's doing is flirting and giving you good grades. Take it. Count your blessings. I started getting phone calls from a non-responsive stalker every night. One night, I got home drunk and he called. Instead of cursing him out and hanging up like usual, I started to talk. No! I asked him who he was, no answer. So I told him beep once for yes and 2 for no. We started talking that way. I learned that he knew me from high school, he was not going to hurt me, and that he was in love with me. For the next few years, I developed a friendship with my stalker, never once hearing his voice. Girl, you're just as crazy as him. This is literally the start of a horror movie. They're gonna start killing people together. And that's it for some creepy stalker horror stories. Man, all these people are messed up, honestly, on both ends. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Again, don't forget to subscribe, be a part of the Socially Awkward family, and follow me on Instagram and check out channel memberships. Links are all down below. And give this video a like and a share. But yeah, that's it. So I will see you creepy people next time.